Once you feel like you have enough archers, you want to uproot the other AOW and start walking it towards the shop, or you can eat your way through the trees and go to the merc camp. You can do either one, they're both good. There's really no difference in terms, the amount of experience that's given between those two is the same, so there really isn't any difference. Now you see I'm doing what I just mentioned earlier, in the sense that I'm harassing with my Warden and just trying to keep an eye out for him. You see I see him with my Wisp down on the bottom. And so I immediately start running there with my Warden, and I'm just kind of A-clicking with my Panda and my archers. So I'm trying to get my Panda level 3 as fast as possible while stopping him from creeping with my level 3 Warden. And level 3 Warden is incredibly efficient at doing that. Now, if I had a Staff of Preservation, another thing that's incredibly good to do is going in and killing Acolytes. I should have done that this game. It's really, really effective. I'm not sure why I didn't. Basically, you get a Staff of Preservation, you run into the mine, and one level 3 Shadow Strike and one hit from a Warden will kill those Acolytes. So especially if you can grab them while they're teching, I mean, you can very easily kill 2 or 3 Acolytes while they're teching. So that can be incredibly effective if you have that level 3 Warden. Not to mention, if that undead is out creeping, then you're going to kill even more. If he's not out creeping, then he's obviously not leveling his hero while you're still leveling your Panda. So so you're doing like a ton of different things. So as I was saying, with the Warden, the early game is a little tough, but if you can get that level 3, Warden is incredibly efficient. And you'll see he went Naga second. I don't completely agree with that, for the reason that you can't really coil the Naga, so that's why you'll see I'm focusing that Naga as fast as possible. Even if he has a life potion, you should still focus the Naga. The Naga will die incredibly fast. You'll see 2 Shadow Strikes and he's down to 77 hit points. And I think I hit him like once or something. But so Shadow Strike is incredibly effective against Naga. I personally, when I play undead against Warden, I like to go Lich second, for the reason that you can coil, and Nova is still good. Naga is really only good for pushing, and I guess it's good for a nuke if you're going to go try hero, which I think is what Mata does this game. I think he does try hero, and you can do you know, forked lightning and coil and Nova, and that's also good against Warden as well. But it's not as good, I think, as just going either mass gargoyles or doing a fiend push or whatever with a lich. So I personally like lich more against Warden. But obviously, I mean, if you're more adept at doing something else, then you can do that. So you see, once I hit tier 3, I feel like I have some map control. Once I get those dryads, I throw up an expo. Because pretty much I feel like I could defend that expo. Even if he pushes my expo right now, I can shadow strike those heroes, force them to TP out or run away, and then pick off everything else with the dryads. So that's kind of how you decide when to expo with Night Elf. A lot of people say, oh, you can expo whenever you want. You can't really expo whenever you want with Night Elf, because if you expo at the wrong time and then they push your base, you're going to lose. So so that's why I decided to expo at this time. Basically because once you do have dryads, you do have some kind of map control. And you'll see my Panda's level 3, my Warden's level 3. So I'm really in a strong position right now. Okay. At this point, I'm kind of wondering if he's going gargoyles or not, or at least I think. But usually you would have seen gargoyles by now. So at this point, I'm pretty sure he's not going gargoyles. And I'm basically just trying to keep tabs on him while my expo gets up. My heroes are both already 3-3. You'll see his are 3-1. So yeah, like I said, I'm just trying to keep tabs on him, keep him from creeping, and then once that economic advantage rolls in, then I'm set to go. Yeah. So level 3 Warden, blink back. Oh yeah, there's his try hero. There's the Coil Nova, and there's the nuke, and as you'll see, that's extremely effective. The nuke base took me down to 200 HP just in basically half a second. So so you'll see later in this audio, I'll stress the importance of getting invul pots and anti-magic pots to basically keep your Warden alive, because Warden is basically best mid-game. Early game, it's really tough and really susceptible to a rush. Late game, really susceptible to a nuke. But mid-game, you're really set. And you saw I basically kept him from creeping the entire mid-game. I got an expo up myself and kept his heroes at whatever 3-1-1 for the entire whatever 5 minutes. So Warden really did her job, so to speak. And if you'll see, he's expoing down in the bottom left-hand corner, and I scouted that with a wisp. I wasn't positive if he was going to expo it, but I knew he crept it because I was down there with my Warden when he crept it, and so that's why it's basically just a safety precaution, just to have wisps all over the place. And even if you don't think he's going to expo, there's really no harm in having a wisp in places that he can potentially expo. And you'll see this game is actually going to go on a lot longer than it should because I didn't have a wisp where I should have. And we'll cover that a bit later in the audio. In terms of my unit combination, you see I'm just doing normal Bear Dryad stuff. The Bear Dryads basically just complement your heroes. Your heroes really do a ton of your damage, or a good majority of your damage. That level 3 Panda does an insane amount of damage. Level 3 Panda will single-handedly kill every single ghoul that he has. And whereas the Warden will basically kill those low-level intel heroes pretty easily as well. So yeah, so that's that. Now you see, here's some Warden micro. You'll see I blinked back, but I didn't really have to. The reason I blinked is because against good undead players, they're going to absorb that rejuvenation as soon as they nuke. So they're going to nuke you, and then they're going to see the bears coming at you, and they're going to absorb it. And I've seen undeads do it so well that basically you get no life off of that rejuvenation. So that's why I blinked away, just to make sure that I did get that full rejuvenation, because I did need it extremely bad. No, I probably could have fought that. I probably could have tried to push that base a little harder. The problem is I still have adept bears, so you'll see I'm getting the master upgrade. There, the master upgrade just finished just now. So if I had gotten the master upgrade a little earlier, then I probably could have pushed the base there and possibly just ended the game right there. But like you'll see, a tiny little mistake like that, you know, not clicking the master upgrade thing for an extra 10 seconds really can cost you the game. And you'll see the game, if you look at the little time bar thing, the game is only half over now. Whereas I really probably could have ended the game right there had I had that master upgrade. So yeah, so it's tiny mistakes like that that really do and really can cost you the game. Really can. So that's that. Right now it's basically just Creep Fest 2008. Nothing really exciting going on. I should be getting the upgrades. Should be getting the upgrades at the Hunter's Hall for my units, and buying invul pots and healing pots. You'll see I have a heal pot on my Warden right now, and greater invul on my Panda, which is important against these undeads because you'll see he's gonna have 3-3-3 really fast. Once those heroes get 3-3-3, that nuke is extremely powerful, and it really can. I mean, it can cost you the game basically. A lot of undeads, that the way they overcome the fact that most races expo against them, whereas they can't expo, they nuke heroes, and their heroes level up and the other guys don't, and then the heroes basically just carry the game. And I've played games like that, and it's really, really frustrating. So, like I said, Warden is not, actually I didn't say this, but I should have. Warden is not for like low-level skilled players. You really shouldn't try to use Warden unless you really know what you're doing in terms of map control, map awareness, micro. You really do have to have good micro to use Warden as well. Yeah, so Warden basically is not for low-level players. I wouldn't even attempt it in terms of like the amount. I mean, the amount of information that you have to know about the game just to be able to use the hero is pretty insane. It really is. Now you see I'm buying the sappers because I want to go sapper his base, but unfortunately he's about to hit my base, so I have to TP in, and I'm gonna lose those sappers. I get kind of pissed about that, but oh well, you can't win them all. I think I blow him up on the ghouls. It's kind of funny. Yeah. I blew him up on the ghouls. I did just as much damage to my bears as I did the ghouls though. Now in terms of the micro here, basically you want to blink back and blink back and start focusing the Lich and the Naga as fast as you possibly can. Now, that's basically the reason. Now, if you'll see my micro right there, I was actually kind of counting in my head the cooldown for Forked Lightning, and I wasn't actually counting, but you just kind of